Thank you very much. You know, Gina and I were watching, this is my wife Gina, by the way. Anyway, Gina and I were watching the Republican debates a few months ago, and as we're watching them, you know, Governor Huckabee got very little airtime. And we're saying, you know, he doesn't get very much airtime, but what he's saying really makes sense. And we were pretty impressed with the limited time he had. And so much so that Gina and I decided, we got to check this guy out. So we went on the MikeHuckabee.com website and started reading about what he stands for and his message for America. Then we started doing research on him, reading articles about him. And the more we read, the more impressed we became by Governor Huckabee. And so much so that Gina says, this is the man that we're going to back. So anyway, I have a weekly article I write for WorldNet Daily, and so on WorldNet Daily I was writing about things I liked about this man, you know, and what the message he was giving, and but I never met Mike Huckabee. I was just impressed by him. And so anyway, this campaign read the articles I was writing, and they said, so you're backing Mike Huckabee? And I said, yeah, I am. They said, well, would you do a promo for him? I said, oh, I'll be glad to. So they came out to the ranch. We have a ranch in Texas. And so anyway, we did a little promo. I don't know if you saw the little promo on YouTube, but anyway, got 1.5 million hits in one day, you know. And you know, it kind of lit the spark, you know, at that time. And but the thing about a spark, it'll go out if you don't have the right message and the fuel to do it. And Mike had the fuel. He presented the message that we all want to hear in America, and he started surging and became a raging fire. And you know, and you have to realize, you know, Mike had no money, but look where he's at today. I mean, incredible. You know, Gina and I we were leaving on vacation this week, and I shaved my beard to go on vacation because my kids say, Dad, shave your beard so that way when we go on vacation, not that many people will recognize you. But the thing is, what I want you all to know is I'm not coming as a celebrity. I'm coming as a concerned citizen. You know, Gina and I have 6-year-old twins. We have a 20-year-old son and a 23-year-old daughter, and we're concerned about their future. And folks, we're on a slippery slope right now in our country. And if we don't get the right leader in Washington at the White House, we're going to be in a world of trouble. And the thing is, you have to think about this here. Who is going to be able to debate Obama and Hillary? There's only one man that can do that. And folks, if we don't get him in there, if he doesn't win this primary, we're going to have a Democrat in the White House next year. So it's really essential that we get Mike be the representative for the primary for next year. So if he gets it, he'll be the president of the United States. And that, folks, is a Chuck Norris fact. But anyway, I want to introduce you to the next president of the United States, Governor Mike Huckabee.
First of all, I want to say it sure is good to be home. It is great to be home in Texarkana. I'm sorry we were running a little late. We hit a lot of headwinds. We've been at the very far northeast corner of Tennessee in the Tri-Cities area around Kingsport and Bristol, and before that Chattanooga. We've had great rallies over in Tennessee today. Yesterday we were in Memphis, Chattanooga, Macon, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, and before that, well, we've been everywhere. I'll just put it that way. We have actually spent a half day at home since Christmas Day. And so tonight when we go home to Little Rock and sleep in our own bed, it'll be the first time in quite a while. Of course, then we leave at 6 in the morning, go to West Virginia to go out there and then back again to Little Rock, because you know what? We have to vote too tomorrow. And just to end any speculation whatsoever, I wanted you to know I will be voting for Mike Huckabee tomorrow for President of the United States. I want to say thanks, first of all, to Chuck and Gina Norris for being with us. They have traveled literally all over America with us, and what a blessing to be with these great, wonderful people who we have come to know, not only as dear friends, but people who love America and who really have given so much of their own personal passion to helping us get this message out across the country. And I want you to just once again say thanks, Chuck and Gina, for all they have done for us. Now, I've been telling everybody, you know, one of the things that a president's got to do is to get a Secretary of Defense and a Secretary of Homeland Security. I've got mine right here. I guarantee you, if the Taliban and Al-Qaeda were to just think about Chuck Norris, we'd never hear from them again. That'd be the last it would ever be. Janet has been in Alaska the last several days, and she flew all night to get here. So Thursday night, I guess it was, we were all in San Diego, and she volunteered to go up there and campaign. It takes, of course, more than a day to get there, and then campaign a day and a half, and then all day to get back. So while we've been hitting around the southern states and going to Oklahoma and Missouri and Tennessee and Alabama and Georgia and finally now to Arkansas, she's been in Alaska up there in the frozen tundra. It's good for us to be back together, although I got to tell you, speaking of frozen tundra, that's all we saw for about 2 months. Iowa and New Hampshire, for almost 2 months we never saw ground. All we saw was ice and snow. Finally got to South Carolina, we saw ground again. And then it started snowing. I don't think we have that problem out here today. This is amazing. I just wanted to express thanks to everybody who's gathered out here. An inconvenient time, the middle of the afternoon, and for this many people to come, it really does our hearts good to know that we've got this kind of wonderful, enthusiastic support in a town that we called home for 10 years, a town 30 miles from where both of us grew up and called our birthplace and home. And a place that is so meaningful to us because we watched our kids grow up here in Texarkana. And sometimes we wonder, did they actually grow up? We're not sure. If someone had told me some 22 years ago when we first moved to Texarkana that one day I'd be standing on a stage and talking to people in my hometown about becoming President of the United States, I'm pretty sure I said, yeah, right, I'll probably fly the space shuttle, out of Ashdown on the same day. But we never know what God has in store for us until it happens. But one thing that has been so very meaningful in our lives is the constancy of friends and people that have just given us the kind of encouragement that has, through day after day of grueling schedules, reminded us that the greatness of the country has never been seen in its government. The greatness of the country is in people just like you, who every day wake up and pray, Lord, give me the strength to be able to put food on my table, to raise my kids. And what you really want out of government is not a government who will do something for you because